Senator Hawley.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Judge Garland, I'd like to talk a little bit more about the law enforcement challenges at the border, which I know a number of other members have brought up with you. Just a fundamental question. Do you believe that illegal entry at America's border should remain a crime?
Well, I haven't thought about that question. I just haven't thought about that question. I think the president has made clear that we are a country with the borders and with a concern about national security. I don't know of a proposal to decriminalize but still make it unlawful to enter. I just don't know the answer to that question. I haven't thought about it.
Will you continue to prosecute unlawful border crossings?
Well, this is again a question of allocation of resources. The department will prevent unlawful crossing. I don't know. I have to admit I just don't know exactly what the conditions are and how this is done. I think if I don't know what the current program even is with respect to this. I assume that the answer would be yes, but I don't know what the issues surrounding it are.
Let me ask you about the guidelines on asylum eligibility, the issued as part of the Executive Office of Immigration Review. Your predecessors have issued quite a number of guidelines about asylum eligibility. Several senators, Senator Hirono, I think Senator Cornyn, talked about the very significant backlog that we have currently in asylum cases. Will you continue to keep in force the current guidelines on asylum eligibility, or do you anticipate changing them?
Given my current professional occupation, I've had no experience whatsoever with the guidelines, so I can't give you a direct answer to that question. Asylum is part of American law, and the Justice Department and the State Department have an obligation to apply that law. I don't know what the guidelines are that you're talking about, and I don't know even about the rescissions of guidelines that you're talking about.
Will you, if confirmed, I'm sure that you'll be reviewing this and considering these questions. Will you pledge to keep us fully posted as you do so?
Yeah, if there's a change in the government policy, if I'm confirmed, of course, there will be a public change because you can't apply those kind of guidelines without making them public.
Let me turn to the subject of antitrust. I heard your answer to Senator Blackburn about the ongoing Google antitrust prosecution. I believe your answer was you did not anticipate any changes in that ongoing prosecution, that the case would go forward. Did I hear you correctly? Is that right?
I don't want to talk about a pending case because it is, after all, a pending case, and that's just what a judge can't talk about. But as is true with most of our investigations, I will, when I get in, if I'm confirmed, I will examine them, but I don't have any reason to think that I would stop that kind of investigation.
Recently, various news outlets have reported that Susan Davies is being considered to lead the DOJ antitrust division. Susan Davies, of course, has defended Facebook from federal antitrust laws. Facebook has been another target of antitrust scrutiny. Do you think it's appropriate to have someone who is a defender of these massive corporations leading the antitrust division?
Well, let me say a number of things in response to this. First of all, the department has recusal rules which prevents somebody who had a role from taking a role in a case like that. Susan Davies is a fantastic lawyer, a woman of enormous integrity, and I have every confidence that were she in that division, she would proceed as completely appropriate. But it turns out that the press reports are completely incorrect. So
she's not under consideration.
No. Not that I know of, no.
Oh, and is not going to be, to the best of your knowledge. I assume it would be your decision.
I don't think either she or I have aspirations for her to be in the antitrust division. So I'm not exactly sure where this came from, but she is a woman of remarkable ability who has helped me in my previous role, and I would be very eager to rely on her good judgment and a woman of strong ethical judgment. So if she were in a position, any position anywhere in the department, she would know when to recuse or not. But this particular issue, she's not, as far as I know, she's not going to be in the antitrust division, not because she wanted to be or I wanted her to be in there and because somebody said she couldn't.
Good. Well, I think that's news, I think, and welcome news. And I just want to register my own point of view here, which is I think that the recusal or not, the message it would send, the Google case is perhaps the most significant antitrust case the department has undertaken since Microsoft. Easily, maybe more significant than that, because Google, frankly, is significantly more powerful than Microsoft was. The message it would send to have a lawyer defending these massive companies and the antitrust division
I don't know who
would be
is sending
terrible.
this message or why this message was being sent, but there is no. I don't have any intention of this, but I am confident that had this been the case, this would not be a problem. You know, unfortunately or fortunately, a lot of the best antitrust lawyers in the country have some involvement, one way or another, in some part of high tech, and we can't exclude every single good lawyer from being able to be in the division. But that's not an issue. Nothing you need to be concerned about.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Mr.